Okay, so I'm here with a game called Monochrome Valentine. I don't know if there's any sound, but there hasn't been yet. But anyway, it was made for a Valentine's visual novel game jam back last year. The alarm went off early again. It's been doing that a lot more frequently. I'd fix it, but I just can't summon up the will to do so. Huh. That alarm signals that it's Friday, though to be honest, I've grown to dislike the sound of my day-specific alarms. Oh, see, I use the same alarm regardless of the day. I can't remember if I had selected those sounds because they seemed fine at the time, or if I just didn't care enough to give it much thought. I just used the default alarm sound when I set mine the first time. I knew I'd eventually grow to dislike the sound, but I didn't think it'd be this quick. I don't really dislike mine. Autopilot engaged. Perhaps this was a form of conditioning? I hear the sound and get ready for work. Oh right, I don't work there anymore. The autopilot was so ingrained in my mind that I had already gotten ready without realizing that I had already quit my job and didn't need to go. That being said, staying here any longer wasn't an option either. So something's obviously happened if he's quit his job. I needed to go. That one desire was overpowering my other senses. I should stay, talk it out, scream, do something, don't let it go. So, from what I've seen about this game, it's supposed to be like a manga-style visual novel, which is interesting. I've never seen one like this. That explains the page numbers down in the corner. All these thoughts, which was once a cacophony of madness, now silent as still water. And the only thought left standing was that this story had run its course. I don't know, the story's just beginning from my point of view. I'm sorry. Chapter 1, Encounter. So I think it said there's supposed to be 5 chapters in this game. Oh. Well, it being all black and white makes sense. It's like I'm a marionette guided by invisible strings to my destination. This would be cool to see in color, but the monochrome fits for the manga, so I don't know. Either way, I like this picture. What am I even doing here? I thought it would hurt less, thought that I would be fine after a while. So what happened that caused him to hurt? When it happened, it didn't feel real, like a phantom wound. I thought I was fine, but like a slowly festering wound, it kept growing until I just lost control of my actions. I don't know on what level I'm operating now. Is it logic? Emotions? Some other driving force? I don't know. I don't really know anything anymore. In my hand, a memento from the past 2 years. What is it? I can't tell what it is. A month ago, this would have sparked joy, made me feel like she was with me, even when we were too busy to hang out. So it was a breakup? But now I feel angry, sad, empty. How did things get like this? Throw it. Get rid of it. It was as if a voice spoke directly into my ear, and my body reacted to its siren call. I reared back my hand, the memento tightly grasped. Would this hurt her? Would she feel sad that I threw this away? Would she even care? If she broke up with you, she probably wouldn't care at this point. Is this what I want? I hesitated. To an outside observer, I must have looked insane. Miming a throwing motion, wrestling with myself about whether to get rid of something that was once so precious to me. On one side, I thought that things could return to normal. We had our fights before. We've even had moments where it looked like we were going to split up for good, but we always found our way back to each other. I don't know if it's a healthy splitting up like that. I don't know, I've never had a relationship where I split up on and off. I can't do this anymore. Not this time, though. I feel as though you're never truly with me when we're together. You're only here because you feel like you have to, not because you want to. On the other side of my mind, it was just raw emotion. Irrational impulses compelled me to do this. And for a long time, I've blamed myself, thought that I wasn't being good enough for you. But the truth is, we're just not right for each other, and I don't think you'll ever be the person I want you to be. My hands tightened around the memento's edges as my rationality gave way to despair. I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. Just a brief moment. It just took a brief moment for my arm to swing forth, and my fingers to loosen their grip for it to go flying out of my hand, as a yell of frustration rang out. Time seemed slow as I watched the memento veer way off course from where I intended, soaring off to the side, over the bridge, and I realized too late that doing this didn't feel right. Regret. That's what I was feeling now. But it was too late. It was gone now, though I could not see it for myself. I heard the splash as the memento hit the water just beyond the bridge. Weird. It sounded heavier than I imagined. For a brief moment, a part of me wanted to dive into the lake and search for it. That would have probably been impossible to find. But that was a pain. It's already gone. It's too late. There's no way I could ever get it back. It'd be a waste of effort. I turn around, not knowing where I'll go now, but suddenly feeling tired. I think to look around for a motel or, hey, you with the stupid face. I turn to see the owner of the voice being a girl. Seems about my age. She didn't seem too happy for some reason. She has the memento. In her hand I see the memento. Wait right there. I'll come to you. The girl jogged her way over to me and stared at me as if trying to get a read on the kind of person I was. At least, that's what I think she was doing. So, do you always just throw random objects at people? Oh, it accidentally hit her. I thought it hit in the water. Ah, sorry. You're not hurt, are you? Who, me? Nah, believe it or not, I'm much more adorable than I look. I muster a weak smile as my eyes rest upon the memento in my hand. I just got this back, feeling regret for getting rid of it, and I already want to repeat the same actions as if it'll somehow make me feel better. What's wrong with... Oh, oi, Litterbug, you in there? Huh? It's pretty rude to stare so blatantly, you know? Wait, no, I wasn't, I swear. Suddenly she breaks out into a laugh. It's fine, I'm just messing with you. Jokes aside, her mood, tone, and body language completely shifted from the kind of cool girl you'd be hanging out with in class to a girl who's probing you for information. What's your deal? Something bothering you? Is that why you've been throwing stuff at an innocent girl who's just... I wasn't throwing it at you. Who's just taking a dawn stroll and resting on a bridge, so she's doing something else, if it paused like that. Something about her tone didn't sound right, like there was another reason she was out here. If this were a game, I'd press it for info. Believe it or not, this might be a game, and yet, somehow, I feel like I wouldn't be able to get a straight answer out of her. We are strangers after all, so I'll just drop the subject. It's a long story. That's so. Maybe you want to talk about it? Sometimes airing things out to a sympathetic ear can make people feel better. What she said wasn't wrong. I mean, yeah, something talking about can help. I know that talking about it could make me feel better, yet still, I looked away as if talking about it would be a shameful act, that I should just suffer in silence and not burden the stranger with my problems. Wait right here a sec. Okay. What is she doing? After walking up to the vending machine and making a quick purchase, she returns with her hands held firmly behind her back. Here. What is it? Helios Zenith? From behind her back, she produced a canned drink. It wasn't my favorite, but I appreciated the gesture nonetheless. Favorites, huh? I don't really drink soda that often anymore, or pop, or whatever you want to call it. You know, when people drink things, sometimes I find it difficult to hear things. Like when someone wants to talk about something bothering them, wouldn't it be convenient if someone could talk about their problems without worrying if someone could hear and judge them? Yeah, probably. Isn't Isn't that supposed to be food? Like, you can't hear someone over the crunch of, "What's that? Can't hear you while I'm drinking." Huh. That's weird. We're back at the bridge. Rather than look at her, I said choose to focus on the lake. I don't know. Maybe I should try it. Pretend like she's not here. Maybe I would feel a little better. Not like I had anything to lose. I let out a long, drawn-out sigh. For just a brief moment, I thought I saw her again. I was back in that hallway. I was close to someone for a long time. I could see her again the first day we met. She strode into our dingy basement office with the manager. She seemed so out of place. She wore a nicely tailored suit, carrying her briefcase, had a sort of air about her that made me think that this was a girl who would be more natural commanding departments rather than working alongside one. She seemed so far out of my league, so I never considered that it would be anything more than co-workers. We used to work in IT together. I remember she told me that she had been demoted as part of her retaliatory efforts by the company due to, as she put it, Machiavellian-esque bullshit. It was like I was hearing her voice again. I wish I could say that we had a stereotypical romantic confession, but to be honest, we were just doing routine system maintenance when she asked. She asked you? Yes, I am considering this to be a date. Though I'd also like it if we just took a nice walk after work. I know how I look to others, but I don't need expensive dinner reservations or gifts. I'd much rather spend time with someone like you than anyone else in the company. I guess it sounds pretty boring, but it's the truth. She asked me, and we started dating before I really knew what was going on. In retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have let things get that far. Maybe I should have been a better partner. I looked down at the gift in my hand, and it was like I was seeing it again for the first time. The day she got me this, we were walking back from work, thinking about where we were going to go for the weekend. It was a simple routine, one we'd played out several times, autopilot engaged. But on this day, she went off the beaten path. She led us off to the site, and pulled out a small box from her purse. Here, I know I'm not the easiest person to be with, but I really do appreciate your company. So, I had this made for you. Don't read too much into it. It's just, I wanted to show you that I really care about you. It didn't hit me at first what this gift meant. Look at it. It's a ring from one of my favorite game franchises that houses a thumb drive. It's thoughtful, practical, and romantic. She really went out of her way to give this to me, and what did I give her instead? A few days later, I repaid the gift she'd put a lot of thought and effort into giving me with a box of rare chocolates from a fancy confectionery a few blocks down from our apartment. Something I thought girls would like, something I thought she would like. Oh, these seem pretty expensive. Thank you for this gift. I really appreciate it. That's what she said at the time, but it wasn't the reaction I expected. I didn't question it at the time. Didn't want to. Couldn't see the writing on the wall. Maybe if I had taken just a moment to think about how she must have been feeling, I could have seen what came next. Another sigh escaped my lips, as the memory of the last day of our relationship played in my head like a film projected onto the wall. Yes, it's true. I'm transferring out of the department. I apologize for dumping this on you out of nowhere, but the truth is, about us, I think we should break up. She'd always been this unbreakable wall of strength, determination, and confidence. Yet when she told me that, I saw anger, sadness, regret, as clear as day, all painted on her face. It was like this had been the hardest decision she'd ever had to make, and I hadn't noticed until the very last moment, when it was already too late to stop it. I mean, sometimes things happen like that, you don't notice it till it's too late, and in the moment I just thought, please, don't do this. But at the same time, another voice in the back of my mind told me something that had been ignored this whole time. She deserves better than me. And now, the story's over. If I had to be honest, it sucks. That'd be putting it mildly. But I don't know what else to do. I wish there was something I could do to make it right. To do something that'll change everything. To go back in time and stop myself from failing to see what was right in front of me. But I can't do that. What's done is done. And I had to live with this now. Suddenly, she stood up, I thought that she might want to walk away from this condo. I was a pretty bad... Wow! What's happening? Know what I do when I get frustrated and don't know what to do? I scream. You scream? She kept her hands around her mouth and inhaled. My landlord is a jerk! See? Just like that. That's probably inconvenience to other people, and I don't care. I'm sad. She nudged my shoulder. Sometimes you just gotta trust your instincts to let things out, you know? Bottling it all up can't be healthy. I think people can live with a little inconvenience. Huh. I mean, she makes a good point. I know what she was trying to say, but I just didn't really feel like doing what she was doing. I thought that it being inconvenience to others, that it didn't make me stand out or look stupid, that it was just a waste of time or effort. Yeah, almost every part of my body rejected her logic. Do it anyway. Almost. Inhale. I hate my job. My coworkers kept calling us in to fix problems that they caused and then blamed us when we weren't doing it fast enough. If it's so easy, then do it yourselves. Selena stifled a laugh. Did she ever say her name? That's why you yelled? That's what you yelled about? Thought you'd yell about that girl you were just talking about. Yeah, well, not quite ready for that yet. Alright, fair enough. I've gotta say, Litterbug, this is probably one of the strangest first meetings I've ever had. Yeah, same with... Wait, do you think my name is Litterbug? Well, what else am I gonna call you? How about Blake? Blake Lawrence? Huh. I don't know, that name sounds familiar. Maybe it's just one of those names you'll swear they've heard somewhere before. Yeah, maybe. Why did I feel like she was hiding something? Maybe I was just overthinking it? I felt like I was being carefully examined by a discerning eye at this point. Yeah? I'm certain we've met somewhere before, but I can't really... What's happening? Oh, a phone. I watched her hand slowly move to take her ringing phone out of her pocket, knowing full well where that jingle came from, but I didn't really feel like addressing it, since the look in her eyes was telling me that she had forgotten to change the ringtone. I'll be right back. Before waiting for my answer, she turns out to the side and walks a few steps away, talking to someone on the other end. I couldn't fully hear the entire conversation, mostly because she was speaking fluent Japanese, which an average person living here might not speak, but though I don't look it, my dad was in the military and stationed in Japan when I was in middle school. My Japanese language skills had become quite rusty since I moved years ago, but I could still pick up some snippets of the conversation. Yeah, I'm awake. What do you mean? That's today? You're kidding. What about Akihiro? You? Or Ryan? What do you mean they went to a convention? I would have gone. Not much left to pack. Could probably. Suddenly her eyes shift to me and she goes silent for a bit. It's true that I haven't known her for that long. However, somewhere in my mind when I saw that look in her eye, I couldn't help but feel that she was cooking up some kind of plan. Might have a backup plan. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, bye. She looked as though she really wanted to tell me something but was unsure of. So this is going to be a weird one. I know we've just met, but can I ask for a small request? Huh. I wonder what the request is. Chapter 2, Request. Well, I'm going to end this part there, I guess. Goodbye for now.